Essayist is nominated and selected by the faculty of Wakefield High to give a keynote address to their classmates on graduation day. This year's essayist is an extremely talented and well-rounded individual. He is creative, original, always thinking outside of the box, and was an active participant in both the music and theater programs here at WMHS. It is my pleasure to introduce the class of 2018's essayist, Matthew Blois.
Hello, class of 2018, families, friends, faculty, etc., etc., etc. In the words of Barry Manilow, looks like we made it. Now, you're probably wondering why I am up here lecturing you. Now, the faculty of Wakefield Memorial High School voted me worthy of imparting some advice to you on my way out. So I'm just as oblivious to the real world as the rest of you, so believe me when I say nobody really knows where this speech is going to go. I do, however, think I am qualified to give you advice on one thing: hard work. Seems ironic, eh? On this day to celebrate accomplishing 12 years of public schooling, I'm telling you to work harder. Now, I certainly don't need to belittle your work so far. When I look out into this sea of red, I see multiple D1 bound athletes, incredibly talented performers, and 268 amazing, unique, accomplished classmates. The fact of the matter, however, is that all of us, no matter where we're going, are about to experience a great deal of change. You will be faced with challenges you could have never imagined, given new opportunities you once thought were out of your reach. That said, despite how dynamic your new environment may be, these changes and great experiences will not just come. I learned a lot about hard work this year. I had to make many serious lifestyle changes, most of which were not easy. But what I did learn is that in order for my surroundings, my habits, and my future to change, I needed to change first. I won't tell you the full story of how I decided to apply to the United States Air Force Academy. It's quite long, and even to me, pretty confusing. But this was my biggest challenge to date. March 26, upon receiving notice of my acceptance, this marked the end of this journey, and the beginning of another. Through my experience, what I can tell you is that if you're looking to make a change, these 4 things can summarize your path to success pretty well. First and foremost, you have to want it. The following advice, no matter how strictly adhered to, will simply not work if you don't have a strong passion for something. It is only when your objective is constantly on your mind that anything new can or will happen. Each day through my long application process, one question kept coming to mind. What are you doing today to help your chances of getting in? Certainly, distractions came, but my mind was always set on target. Secondly, you have to do something about it. There's nothing that will happen if you just sit in bed thinking really hard about what it is you want to accomplish. Change only happens when you, change. If you follow the first direction and do sincerely want something, then you must be willing to do something about it. Little did I know that I had actually been doing this for 4 years. All the late nights doing homework, long days at rehearsal, and more recently, hard workouts at the gym paid off. It was that daily grind that made things go in my favor. The third necessary step is the will to never give up. Now, I'm going to throw some cliches at you so that you get the idea of what I'm talking about. Hard work is what happens when nobody's looking. It doesn't matter how many times you fall, what matters is how many times you get back up. You'll miss 100% of the shots you don't take. The fact of the matter is that there's actually some truth in all of these things. In fact, my whole speech would be useless if we got what we wanted on the first try. Sometimes you may want something. Sometimes you may be doing what it takes to make it happen. But there's always the chance it won't work, and that's not important. What matters is not stopping. I cannot tell you how many times I considered quitting. And not just on the small scale of stopping a workout early or not passing in a homework, but on a much larger scale. There were days I couldn't understand why I continued to push myself so hard. Despite these feelings, I refused to quit, keeping my eye on the prize. Lastly, and I think the most overlooked, is the ability to ask for help. As Mr. Metropolis alluded to, they say it takes a village, and each of you have your own village to thank. All of the hard work you have put in, and all of the success you've had would not have come had it not been for your support system. Sometimes there are things that, for one reason or another, we just cannot do alone, and that's okay. So take some time to thank your educators, your parents, and sideline cheerleaders for where you are today. And in the future, don't be afraid to expand this network and reach out a hand and help. There is no way that I would have been accepted to the United States Air Force Academy had it not been for the incredible amount of help that I had. My physical trainers, academic advisors, friends, and so many people played an integral part in my success. And given the new lifestyle I'll begin on June 28th, I'm sure I'll be asking for lots more help in my future. So you have to want it, you have to be willing to do something about it, you cannot stop, you can't be afraid to ask for help. These 4 things are at the core of what true hard work is. And for all the adults out there, this is not exclusive to the class of 2018. Perhaps you're seeking a raise, or trying to lose weight, or you're trying to get your youngest child to sleep when you're not in the room. You're not getting the raise if you're complacent with your current salary. The Planet Fitness membership isn't doing much sitting on your keychain. And literally no child that ever has been perfectly fine sleeping alone the first time you tried. Class of 2018, in front of you is endless potential. We have a special class in the sense of diversity of interests, which means that we'll spread out in many different directions. Take it from my experience that no matter where you end up, hard work will get you to where you want to go. To my family, thank you for everything. To the faculty, thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak. To the class of 2018, thank you for the memories. And, as I said in the Air Force, aim high.